Hey everyone, this is Carla Wills Brandon, your hippy-dippy medium online and afterlife researcher trying to be. My husband says that I am an expert in the unknown. I think it's a riddle. I haven't quite figured it out. But the older I get, the less I know. But I'm glad to be with you tonight. Today is Yom Kippur. And Yom Kippur is a day of atonement for the Jewish community. And what that's like is we take a really good look at ourselves. We take a look at who we may have offended, who we may have hurt, who we may have accidentally insulted, how we haven't really been of service. We take stock of ourselves. Now, we don't just look at the negative. We also look at the positive. We talk about how we have spiritually evolved, what we have learned, where we are going for the next year. We sit and we contemplate and we ask ourselves, what do we need to do to accomplish this? Do we need to ask for help? So many of us are so fearful of asking for help. Do we need to spend more time in meditation? That's what I like to do. I like to shut my mouth up, close my eyes, and not think of anything and just see what surfaces. Sometimes they are words, sometimes messages come in my mind's eye, and every once in a while, one of my relatives living in the afterlife comes and bops me on the head and gives me some support, or gives me some answers, or a lot of times I get a look from one of my grandfathers that basically says, Carla, you can do better than that. So what I've done is I have prepared a breakfast for my family and my friends. So I've been cooking all day long, and I smell like potato pancakes and all kinds of stuff. Even the lemon perfume isn't going to cover it up. But when doing this, it's more than just about living life, Yom Kippur. Last night, my rabbi, Matt Cohen, gave a wonderful presentation on Yom Kippur. And one of the things that he said is that our evolution doesn't just stop once we leave this world, that it continues, that we continue to take stock. And I thought that was so wonderful. What a wonderful thing. So when we pass, when we leave these physical bodies, when we cross over to the other side and have a grand reunion with those who have gone before us, we don't just go sit in a room somewhere or sit in meditation for the rest of our lives or stand on our heads and sing Dixie. The journey continues. And I know that a lot of you out there have a lot of issues with death and dying. And I know that we in our society, we don't really talk about it very much. But to be honest with you, there is more than this life. But we can't ignore this life. If we have issues going on, if we have unresolved grief, if we have things that we need to look into deeper, we need to do so. I had a departing vision with my mother when I was just 16, but I didn't look at my grief until I was 28. So even though I had the experience of her coming by and saying goodbye to 4 other friends and relatives, I tucked that away because I refused to look at the grief. Once I looked at the grief and had my sadness about her not being here in the physical, I would make appointments for myself where there would be time, 5 to 10 minutes, where I would just look at a picture of her and I would talk to her and I would allow my feelings to surface, my sadness and my sorrow and the joy and the laughter and the fears about not having a mother as I grew older. Once I did that kind of stuff, then I was open to really look at my departing visions, the ones that I had when I was so young. And I was able to embrace them and see them for what they really were. These were messages from the other side, letting me know that all was well and that I would be well too, and that I wasn't going to be alone. So this is my wish to you for this day. I wish that you have time with your families, that you hug your families, you hug your spouses, your boyfriends, your partners, your grandparents, your aunts and your uncles, and appreciate how really connected we all are, one to another. Many blessings. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.